Hello everyone, this is a PPT presentation in Total Quality Management. The topics covered in this PPT are Introduction to Deming's Philosophy, Customer Satisfaction, Complaints and Feedback, Employee Involvement. Here is the introduction for Total Quality Management. It is centered on quality. The word total implies that all members of the organization make consistent efforts to achieve the objective of customer delight through continuous efforts for improvement of the organization. The total quality management is aimed at customer delight. Therefore, it addresses the concepts of product quality, process control, quality assurance, and improvement in quality. Here's the definition of quality. According to Juran, a quality guru, the quality is defined as fitness for use. The definition of quality as per the ISO 9000 standard is the totality of features and characteristics of a product or service that bear on its ability to satisfy a given need. Thus, the standard definition of quality is common to both products and services. Quality is essentially satisfying the customer needs, both stated and that is implied. The various dimensions of quality or attributes of quality are functionality, reliability, usability, maintainability, efficiency, and portability. The service quality attributes or features are quality of customer service, quality of service design, quality of service delivery. The additional attributes of quality are timeliness, aesthetics, regulatory requirements, requirements of society, conformance or compliance to standards. Quality control is another aspect of TQM, that is total quality management. Quality control may be defined as the operational techniques and activities that are used to fulfill the requirements for quality. Juran gives 3 steps of quality control. Number 1, evaluate actual operating performance, compare actual performance to goals, act on the difference. Quality assurance is another aspect of total quality management. The purpose of quality assurance is to fulfill the quality requirements of an entity, that is, product or service. Building quality into products require the following: quality of design, quality of conformance, quality of performance, and quality of service. The next aspect is quality planning. Quality planning involves planning for the following with regard to a product or service or a contract: quality objectives to be met, specific of quality assurance or quality control practices, resources needed, sequence of quality assurance, quality control activities. The quality control activities include testing, inspection, examination at various stages of the product or service life cycle. How to improve the quality of a product? The strategic planning, which is helpful in improving the quality of a product, is important for any business. It involves making plans for the following, in particular: business value, investment in machinery and equipment, manpower to be hired, budget, product diversification, markets to be served, and strategies for improving the profits. The quality management tells us that the system should consist of organizational structure, procedures, processes, and resources needed to implement quality management. The company must have an objective and policy for quality of the products and services. The organization should plan for meeting the objective. The plan should include quality assurance, quality control, and methodology for improvement. There must be a clear organizational structure for building quality into products and services. The quality management should be implemented formally with well-defined processes and procedures and trained resources. This slide of the PPT shows the different elements of TQM which are explained in the coming 4 slides. The previous slide gives us the 8 principles of quality management. What are they? Customer focus, leadership, involvement, process approach, system approach to management, continuous improvements, right approach of decision making, long-term relationships with the suppliers. Here's the Deming's philosophy. The 14 points of Deming's philosophy are given here. Create constancy of purpose for improvement of products and services, adapt the new philosophy, cease dependence on mass inspection, end the practice of awarding business on the basis of price tag alone, constantly improve the system of production and services, institute training. Here's the continuation. Adopt and institute leadership, drive out fear, break down barriers between staff areas, eliminate slogans, exhortations and targets for the workforce, eliminate numerical goals for people in management, remove barriers that rob people of pride of workmanship, encourage education and self-improvement for everyone, take action to accomplish the transformation. The Deming's Prize evaluates the following: company policy and planning, organization and its management, quality control education and dissemination, collection, transmission and utilization of information on quality, analysis, standardization, control, quality assurance, effects and future. These are the features of services: speed, delivery schedule, care in handling. Each service offering is different. Customer requirements are difficult to comprehend, difficulty in estimating cost, difficulty in measuring performance of services, difficulty in marketing services, difficulty in measuring customer satisfaction, and psychology of customers, which is the most important. The contractual requirements includes the following parameters: service and product characteristics, time schedule for delivery, price, services such as responsibility for installation, service during warranty and post-warranty, documentation support also. The non-contractual expectations include the following parameters: quality, implied requirements, value for the money spent, environment of conducting business and friendliness of the customer service personnel of the organization. This slide shows the Kano model, which is a two-dimensional model that could be applied for customers' delight. The Kano model should be understood and applied for resulting in customer delight. It is a two-dimensional model for quality, unlike the traditional models which are one-dimensional. The graph shown in the Kano model is a 3-type of response of a customer with regard to quality of a product or service. Kano model represents 3 levels of quality: threshold, performance and excitement quality. The basic quality is also called threshold quality. If the functions are not implemented as agreed, then it results in lower levels of satisfaction. Providing additional functionality does not increase customer satisfaction much. The reason for this basic quality is that the customer expects that his requirements will be implemented in any case. Fulfilling the basic quality is measured by the following: customer complaints, warranty data, product recalls, number of lawsuits, things that have gone wrong, and other failure reports. The performance quality attributes generally causes linear response. Increased levels of achievements cause increased levels of satisfaction. The customer requirements for performance quality can be found from the customer surveys. Customers can freely express their desires when they are asked for. This is called as voice of the customer. This can be found through QFD, quality function deployment. The rule is better the performance, the greater is the satisfaction. Excitement is generated because the customer receives some features or attributes that they did not expect ever. Customers generally do not articulate excitement attributes in customer service because they do not know that they want them. In order to generate excitement, organizations must leverage their creative resources to identify ideas and innovations that cause excitement in the customers. Excitement attributes cause an exponential response. The customer satisfaction is always dynamic. Therefore, the organizations have to identify the following basic features which must be provided, which, if not provided, will dissatisfy the customers. The features which give linearly proportional customer satisfaction. The features that will excite the customers and give exponential increase in customer satisfaction. Next is the agreed customer requirements. They are: invest time for understanding customer requirements, find out the right requirements first, checklist for eliminating communication gap between the service provider and the customer, review the contract and requirements, foresee and provide for amendments required by the customer, documented policy, code of good customer handling practices. The parameters in customer perceived quality are defects in the product on delivery, number of requirements fulfilled, number of misunderstood requirements, frequency of defects, time taken for repair. Here are some of the parameters pertaining to response time: delay in delivery, delay in installation, promptness in service, time taken for attending to service calls, number of reminders the customer made to his service provider, response time of the organization for the customer's additional requirements after delivery. The next is the customer feedback. It is most difficult to obtain. The most common method of obtaining feedback is by giving a response sheet or a feedback form. In order to get a true feedback, the feedback form should be kept confidential. The feedback data should be analyzed at regular intervals, which might give the customer a great delight. This is complaint resolution, which is essential for following reasons: to keep track of the complaints, to carry out root cause analysis and take corrective actions, to eliminate such problems in the future, analyze the complaints independently, give benefit of doubt to customers, satisfying annoying customers. The complaint recovery process is aimed at satisfying customers, resolving problems and take preventive actions. The problems of customers have to be recorded. They have to be resolved without delay to infuse confidence in the customers. Strategies pertaining to employee involvement are motivation, teamwork, training and mentoring, recognition and rewards, feedback and performance appraisal, empowerment. The management's role in enabling teamwork are: the responsibility of the management to foster teamwork amongst the employees. It requires clear definition of the following: responsibility, authority, wherewithal for accomplishing the task, criteria of measurement of the work output. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Please leave your comments in the comment box. Thank you.